Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's episode, I just want to take a moment and express my gratitude. While I've been editing this episode, my channel hit 1,000 subscribers, and that is a massive milestone for me. Uh, I've only been at this for about little bit more than 2 years, and I still feel like a babe in the world of photography. And I have so much to learn and so many experiences yet to have. But I think it's important to recognize growth and progress. And 1,000 subscribers for me with only 50, little more than 50 videos to show for myself here, it's humbling. Now, I do feel a little bit like, when you're climbing a mountain and you get to that first crest and you're like, yeah, I'm almost to the top. And then you see everything else to come after that. That's kind of how I feel right now, that I've gotten to that crest and there's so much more of a mountain to explore. And it's actually a positive feeling. So I hope to continue bringing you fun and interesting, exciting adventures and introducing the beautiful, wonderful, and amazing landscapes of Hokkaido, Japan. All right, enjoy today's episode. It's a dark, cold, and rainy morning. I'm returning to the moss corridor I photographed over the summer, and I vowed to come back in the autumn. If you've not seen that episode, please find the link in the description box below or this link up above. It's a beautiful location carved out of the volcanic ash. The last eruption of Mount Taremae was in 1978, my birth year. Despite the rain and the wind, I was really looking forward to this shoot. It's important to have the right gear for the right weather. So get some wet weather gear and get out there. I ever so carefully, shielding with my body, I put on a 10-stop neutral density filter. I want to calm down that water. And there is just a little too deep for my boots. There is a nice relationship between this rock here and the mountain in the background. Just now, a bit denser cloud has moved in and covered up that mountain, but I think with the tripod and the 10-stop filter, I'll be able to really bring out some of that depth in a nice, smooth, creamy water. I was a bit too relaxed in the end, and by the time I got my tripod out, my camera set up, and dumped the water from my boot, the clouds and the mist blew through and completely changed my shot. And come back here. I still took one, but I was a bit frustrated. I went behind the video camera and just took one shot out of frustration and not thinking that I was going to use it at all. Here are both shots. It's atmospheric, a bit unconventional, and it looks like it was taken about 100 years ago. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now I'm coming to a place that I've photographed already. I've been here once before to photograph, and I've been back a couple of times in the summertime to show it off to some friends because this is a beautiful location. Now, some of the problems with going back to a location that you've photographed before is that all you think about is the images that you took last time. And I'm doing that a little bit. I'm trying not to think about those and to keep an open mind and be inspired by what I see. Today, not thinking about what I did last time. And I don't want to do a compare and contrast of the same shots in autumn and the same shots in the summertime. So I challenge you, if you've gone back to a location that you photographed multiple times, always try to see things in a different way. So that's what I'm hoping to do today. I'm trying to challenge myself to try something new. I'm where I shot one of the images from my last episode. And as I was walking along, I spotted this vine that is kind of cascading down the side of the moss corridor here. And it's captured at the bottom several different kinds of leaves. Now, what I've done is allowed for that winding vine to capture the side lighting over here. So it really highlights it against the dark backdrop of the wall. The leaves are also capturing some of that light, so they are nicely highlighted by the soft diffused light that's coming through the cloud. I think with images like this, where you are experimenting and playing with a variety of different choices, it's good to test them out. So I'm not sure if I like this better in a 1x1, in a 16x9, or full frame. So what I'm doing is taking it in each. And when you change from one orientation to another, or one aspect ratio to another, sometimes you have to tweak the composition because what you were excluding before does have weight and meaning when you open it up wider. So I have changed it a couple of times now, and there are things that I love about each composition. This is the joy of landscape photography and composing. I mean, it's not unlike composing music. You're going to test out a motif and see if it works, and then you're going to play with that motif. You're going to play with those notes, all of those elements, the relationship of all the different parts. Really, for me, the more that I've learned about photography, the more I realize it's just about making harmony with the elements, the relationship between the various elements in your image. And using techniques such as shutter speed and aperture and ISO, depth of field, those things, those techniques help highlight that creative expression. That image right there was a challenge for me. It was something new. I'm trying to see in different ways and compose in different ways. It was fun and it was exciting. It's an experiment. And that's one of the things that I always try and tell myself. And then I do repeat here on the channel as well, that it's all an experiment. And the more you experiment, the more unique images that you're going to be able to come away with. And not all of them are going to work. And that's okay. It's not always about the final product. It's about the journey to that final product. And this journey to take that image, it was fun, and I quite enjoyed it. I'm going to head up here, about 100 meters up the path. There was a shot that I've been dreaming of since the last time I was here. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's what I've been dreaming of. Probably not, but that's okay. Let's get going. Here we go, a little bit of nature photography, a little bit of woodland photography, and I've got a beautiful little snail climbing up on a log here that I had just stepped over. Again, it's about relationships, so there is a leaf on the branch with him here. And I was just coming for a little B-roll, but he looks so photogenic that why wouldn't I capture a nice little image of this snail? This is a fairly awkward setup here. Now I have one tripod leg extended fully out in the back and two in the front precariously on the edge of this little shelf. Now I'm trying to be extremely careful about not damaging any of the moss. Now this little shelf here, I think it's been a little bit of a landslide, so I put my tripod in that area and very, very aware of where the moss is and not to damage the moss. What I'm trying to do with this shot is preserve the layers and use the contours on each side of the wall as they converge and highlight the path through. Now, if I get the camera just right, you can kind of see that leafy path leading through and the layers in the background, the autumn foliage up above. Today I didn't really do a lot of photography that was quintessentially autumn, and on the way in I spotted this, it's a vine maple. I spotted this vine maple and the leaves are two-tone. Parts of the leaves are red and parts of the leaves are green, and it's quite a beautiful juxtaposition. If I'm shooting straight up to the sky, it's going to be blown out. So I had to find a subject that the background could be a little bit more blocked by the surrounding trees and not so much of the sky. So luckily there is an embankment behind me here, and I'm shooting more or less towards that embankment, and there is a little bit of sky coming through, but the bokeh is beautiful, and there's a couple of tall trees, some thinner trees. It gives it a little bit of variation in the background. It's windy, and so every 30 seconds there's a 2-second window. So I've been playing with that and waiting for the wind to die down and then firing off a shot. So whichever one I like the best, I'll throw that up on the screen now. There we have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. It's been great to be out today. This is only my second time out this autumn, and unfortunately I have to wait till next week, where I think I might be racing against the peak time. But yeah, it's been great, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, to hit the like, subscribe, and share button, and notification bell if you want to be let known when I upload new episodes. I'll see you next time.